So it's Tuesday, and I think of Tuesdays as being attention training Tuesdays. And why do we care about attention training? Well, I think there's this really foundational piece that we talk about, or at least I talk about here all the time, which is foundational to this idea of self-directed brain or neuroplasticity, right? We our brain and our nervous system is the result of what we do repeatedly. So when it comes to this relationship between our mind and our brain, and we can get into all kinds of lengthy philosophical discussions, which we don't unfortunately have time for here, about the difference between mind and brain and so forth. But the idea is that we can intentionally use our mind. So what we're going to do today is we're going to intentionally decide to use this thing that we call mind to focus our attention on different aspects of our experience. And if we repeatedly activate this part of our brain and our nervous system and stimulate our mind in that way, it changes the structure and function of our brain. Now, this takes repetition, it takes time, but it's a pretty foundationally, it's a pretty unintended here, sort of mind-blowing concept, which is you can use your mind to stimulate certain activities in your brain, which in turn predispose your mind to experience things in a certain way. So those of us that have grappled with depression or anxiety or childhood traumas know that there's an unintentionality with which our mind was being trained, like through no fault of our own. Things were happening to us. But here we are now today on July 30th at 12:03 talking about this, and the idea is like, okay, let's today in this moment right now choose the type of experience that we want to get better at. Why? Because if we repeatedly do what we're about to do, our brain changes, and in turn our mind has a different subjective experience that it gets easier and easier to be in this state that I think is desirable and that we want to be in. So I just generically call that positivity, but it obviously includes everything from forgiveness to gratitude to kindness to awareness to mindfulness, patience, like all the stuff that as far as I can tell helps humans feel happy and equanimous. We can practice it. Okay, so two types of attention. There's diffuse attention. So the best way I know how to describe this is you're going into a dark basement or you're going into a dark garage, the lights don't work, and you walk into that dark space with a lantern. So what you get is a very diffuse kind of glow of, oh, I can kind of sort of make out what's over there in the left corner. And then when I direct my attention to the right, I can sort of kind of make out what's over there. Nothing is really sharp and crisp and clear, but I have a general sense of what's going on. I would call this diffuse attention. It's a very specific like flavor or experience of attention that we experience. In contrast to I'm walking into that same space and I now have a really powerful flashlight with new batteries in it. And I'm shining it into different areas of this dark space. And I can see very clearly, one at a time, the things that I'm pointing to. Now, the difference is I can't see everything in general, except in my memory, but I can, as I'm focusing that beam of light on whatever I'm shining on, I can see things much, much more clearly than I could with the lantern. So is one better than the other? No, not necessarily. We need both. And the goal here is to say, well, let's practice curating or cultivating our capacity for both on demand, right? So let's be able to say, Well, right now I'm practicing diffuse attention. So I'm going to pay attention to a whole bunch of things at the same time. And right now I'm going to focus on really focused attention and our ability to choose and be able to activate that on demand is in and of itself a really key skill to be able uh, to activate. So, okay, so here we go. So close your eyes. Begin just by focusing on the body breathing, like we practiced yesterday, bearing witness to the body breathing and realizing that the body breathing has nothing to do with me. It's just doing its thing. And I get to partake because I'm bearing witness to phenomena, which is the body breathes all the time, all day long. Just drop into that space, notice. Right here, right now. This is this is the experience of the body inhaling and exhaling. And the main thing to notice right now is this is all happening on its own. We have this tendency to use language like I'm breathing. And I'm just suggesting that that's not necessarily the case, that it's I am experiencing or witnessing the body breathing. There's a subtle yet very profound difference in noticing that semantic change. Now, there's an inflection point where we could activate focused attention or diffuse attention. So let's start with diffuse attention and just zoom out and notice that in addition to the body breathing, there are sounds, there are other sensations. You feel our skin, you feel your eyes, palms of your hand, your feet on the ground. Diffuse attention allows us to notice all of these experiences at the same time and to contrast that with what we're about to do, which is really focused attention. So I want you to focus on the area of your chest called the solar plexus. This is where in the middle of your rib cage, and notice how with each inhalation, what happens to your solar plexus, point in the middle of your rib cage at the very front. This is where your belly meets your chest, center of your rib cage. Just bring your full attention to your solar plexus as you inhale and exhale. This is focused attention. I can hear sounds, sensations, my skin, my diaphragm, my abdomen. Now, again, let's switch to what I would call diffuse attention. And so imagine yourself zooming out and being about 2 to 3 feet above the body, looking down, and notice everything that's going on. So the head, the eyes, chest, the shoulders, pelvis, and the feet. Just sort of taking everything in without focusing on any one thing in particular, just feeling the whole experience of the body breathing. This is a diffuse attention. Just to wrap it up, laser-like focus on the palms of your hands right now. Just zero in, focus the attention on the palms of your hands, noticing temperature, sensations. You can clasp your fingers if you want. The point is simply to notice the difference between this diffuse attention and this really pointed, focused attention. Take a deep breath in. Long exhale through the mouth, relaxing your shoulders, your chest, your belly, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep inhale through the nose. Long exhale. Letting it all go. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, open your eyes and notice how your attention is changed by visual stimuli. That's totally normal. And yeah, hopefully, my goal for today is just to is this reminder of we actually have a lot more say in the quality of attention, and let alone where it's focused on, or where we're shining that spotlight of attention. So hopefully that helps you throughout the rest of the day to have the experience you're looking for. So hope to see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.